0 in week 1 of the LCS.
The power friendship is broken.
And the biggest thing is just when we get the Baron, how we use it, like looking at the tempo of the map, looking at the vision that's already down. How many lanes do we need for the final setup? And Lawrence talking about, can you hit towers or not? Are you safe to hit towers or not? Can you hit towers if we play like 1 lane if we need to, or 2 lanes, or do we need to play either 3 lanes, or do we need to like drop ultis to create space for you? These are just the things that we need to talk about when we get Baron. Okay?
Yep.
I think if we do these things today and keep in mind how they play, we'll fucking shit on them.
And the rest of us will take
I have
stage at
confidence.
2:30.
Yeah. You there?
You have confidence?
Yeah, I'm all in the game.
Overconfidence is
not good. Underconfidence is not good. Rather overconfidence than underconfidence. Alright, I know our jungle has been a bit toxic, but I'm really excited to play my first jungle game in LCS today.
Nice. Huge.
But actually though, I think just really playing together and focusing on our fighting today, I think there's a good chance that the game is going to come down to how well we team fight. We've been playing well on stage, so let's continue that today, okay? To the moon on 3. 1, 2, 3, 2!
We are hitting the rift here for game 1 of the day. Number 1 in the standings, TSM. Let's do battle. Big damage from the ultis, who he might just drop, and indeed it happens. Now Abadaga goes right back in and trades mid laner for support. Pops the ultimate, lost on the way out, cannot survive. Just can't build the space. Closer burns the stopwatch. Is there a re-engage? Q is timed well, but the shield was up. A triple kill for the Akali. Abadaga's feeling great.
Too far.
No, it's fine.
Leona, how about Leona? But I think we're okay. I can mark Lee Sin. I stun Lee.
I really?
Is Sonya's?
I'm 1 HP. Nice.
Rumble, no flash. Oh.
Good luck, bro. Goodbye.
Is that 32 minutes? They're gonna find the win. TSM find their first loss in the Summer Split.
Nicely done. 100 Thieves coming out hot today.
When it's our time to fight, when it's our time to contest, and when it's their timing, I think if we do these things well, just get the objectives when it's ours, trade when they're not, and fight well, and fight together, and draft well to our strengths.
It's FlyQuest going up against TSM. A TSM that was looking real good in week number 1, but then lost to the surging 100 Thieves yesterday.
Maybe after Scuttle we can look for like wall for one top. You sure about that? Yeah, he's on bottom of it.
Looks pretty good for us.
Top is already so good for me. Nice, we're fine on
What the
bottom.
fuck?
Oh, what the fuck? Just kill.
Do you need me to match?
Udyr, don't flash.
I'll flash. Okay. Maybe you can kill.
Nah.
Okay. Salah's not TB. Too far, I think. We should not engage on the Udyr. Run to me.
Salas? I'm far. Salas?
No, we should regroup.
Yeah,
Udyr, no flash.
I'm dead.
I got it.
Run.
Just run.
Leave me.
I can't help you.
Leave. Maybe they can end. 40 seconds. Leave.
I'm dead.
Leave.
We should go.
That's crazy, man.
Oh, we're so bad. Absolutely guts them. They're going to take the game, Flowers.
That's all it takes, man. One good team fight.
I'm not sure if we need to change something in draft, but I think we just didn't play well.
I mean, just played way too bad. It was just so disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really any fight or skirmish that we played well, except for maybe the one in our red jungle when they overcommitted. And we got a 2 for 0, but we're like late for Herald, we're down items on Herald, we still get it because they're super bad. Then we engage
For no reason.
a fight that we'll never win.
I mean, we should definitely call the TP.
I don't know, I feel like
We call the TP the moment he TP. We're calling the top. We're calling the top dive on the first play. I think that one should be really clearly communicated. We're talking about the top dive, and we have no communication about the TP whatsoever until the last second when we're committing, and then he TPs it.
I mean, sure. I think we could.
Like we could definitely play the fight better.
No, I think we could have prepped better. That which is like if they TP, just match TP on the minion, and we just win 3v3 no matter what. It was like nearly unplayable for top 2. Like if you see what happened, like he was getting. It was not even laneable. That's how I thought because I think that's the play. Like when they TP, you TP it in. We get triple kill. I think game's over for them too. No, I really think we shouldn't argue with that. Like it's just so clear that we shouldn't. Like as soon as we talk about the TP, talk about the top play. Just talk to TP, and then what we're gonna do with the TP. If they're using TP, just match TP because we're gonna be fighting inside of turret, right?
I think it's important we just talk about it because they can even play to bait TP, and then you get an even bigger lead or something, right? Like you guys can all play differently, but I think the most important is just talking about it and including everyone in the play.
There's nothing about it.
TP advantage and disadvantage. I think we've been communicating our TP advantages a lot better, but TP disadvantage we've been really fucking bad at this week in every role. And then just everyone involving themselves in the play and trying to make all 5 players be aware of the plays that we're making, being a part of it, being a part of the communication. If one of your teammates is not naturally including himself, then you can try to include them or ask them questions, but just really making clear calls and playing together as a team. Let's focus on that today.
Yeah.
I gotta enter trouble. Hey, Soren, what's happening today?
What do you mean what's happening today? Oh, that's the Andrew question?
Yeah.
He's asking you.
No, what's happening today, Soren?
We're gonna shit on CLG.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One thing. It got a little tense yesterday. I think also even in the game, I can feel that you guys are feeling the pressure and it's tense in the game. So today let's just focus on enjoying ourselves and showing off our skills. I think we're the better team. I think we're the better players, and we'll just show that today.
If he goes too
don't
hard.
punish me.
Don't flash that guy, right? I'm ulti. I'm gonna ulti him.
Nice.
I
I have ult. So Vision's got now.
Okay.
Then I think LeBlanc should hide. LeBlanc should hide and
Yeah,
then
I'm gonna look for.
we have really good TP wards for Nard too.
Okay, they know what's happening, but 5k health left in. Poe Belter gonna be found out. Oh my gosh! Is that
I'm so bad, guys.
Yeah, you're fucking no mega there.
work here for TSM as they walk it in, and they look to close out the game in 29 minutes. 16-3, TSM dismantle CLG.
The schedule for the rest of the day, I think there's definitely some things that we need to talk about. I would prefer to just do it today rather than on your off day. So I think you guys should go eat and then we'll have a meeting, just talk about this week, talk about practice, draft, how we're playing on stage, all these things, and just try to have a better week next week. But there's definitely a lot of stuff that we need to talk about. Obviously this week was really not good. I think both in practice and on stage was not good. So I just wanted to talk about it. I want everyone to just kind of be honest about what they think, about each other, about the coaching staff, about what the week has been like. So I think just first thing, I just want to hear from all of you guys what you think. Like what you think went wrong in practice. Why was our practice so much worse? It felt like we weren't really learning a lot, but we were unlearning so many things that we actually knew how to do well. Like, I think our Heralds is a really big example of something that used to be our strength. Now we're fucking awful at it. Just playing together and being on the same page, tracking TPs, like really basic shit. We can't do it anymore. We can't do it in scrims. We can't do it on stage. I mean, even just how we're playing, right? Like the way that we're playing on stage. The first day, the draft was not good. I took responsibility. I agree. The way we practiced and drafted in practice was not good. I apologized right after the first game. But it's not like we're playing well in the first game either. We did nothing well. We didn't get the crab, we didn't get the dragon, we didn't get the raptors. We played every team fight like shit. So like, what's going on? Anyone can start. And you can blame me too, it's fine. Just tell me like what's going on, how we can fix it.
I think the game 2 I played really bad. And I want to say sorry. I played really bad. I don't know what was I doing in Hero Fight.
I felt like after the second game, it felt like really negative and really like bad vibes after we lost. And it a little bit felt like in the game too that when we started losing, it felt like we were not on the same page at all, right? And you can pinpoint that on like, oh, like a bad engage or something, but it felt like we were just really off as a team. It was like the Herald situation, right? Like where you're saying like, oh, we are really good at Heralds, but how can it happen that we are so off that like one guy engages and then no one else follows up, and then Huni engages afterwards, and it's like stuff like this, right? It happened a lot in I feel like the games in this weekend, right? Where we like
And scrims too.
yeah, but we just like really desynced, and I don't know. For me, it just felt like we were like really like pressuring ourselves, and it really felt like not like happy vibes, you know. Yeah, that's kind of what I felt.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think this week's practice is really shit. Like, scrims are just unplayable because we're just getting outlaned. Like, to be honest, I feel like we're just not on focus. Like, even though we might not play the lane well, right? Like, or lane well, like before, we're still like communicating. But like this week, it's like no one's just saying anything besides me in the scrims. I feel.
Also, from my perspective, in this week of scrims, there was like a lot less talking. In general, there was a lot more of like kind of checking out of the game when the game started to go bad. Like, I mean, I think Ming also did it himself when he got frustrated. Halfway through the games, he would kind of run it down. I think Sorda and Huni, you guys also had some games where when the early game starts going bad, like, you guys are just going 0-5 really fast. And it's even happening on stage, to be honest. Like, it felt like in the second game, we failed the TV play, and then it just feels like the game is not lost. I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing I can really think of is that we were first place, so I definitely felt this thing a lot more, that it was a lot more about being right than actually playing as a team this week. Even in review, it's like, why aren't you listening to me? Like, I said this thing, why aren't you doing this thing? It's not like, look at the minimap, if your teammates are not there, don't do something, or tell them to move, or have like a back and forth with each other, talk directly to each other. Even in the game today, Ming gets a chunk on Gragas, and then he says, I want to herald mid, and then Tristan, you walk down river, and then you say, oh, I'm going top, and we still herald mid, and we still get into a fight, even though it's 4v5. There's just no like, when Tristan says he's going top, no one is like, no, come mid anyway, like, we're heralding right now. It's also not like, oh guys, don't herald mid, I'm going back top. It's just like, that happens just every day in scrims, every single day, where we're just so disconnected on every play. It just feels like we're just not playing as a team, and we're not aware of what's going on as a team. And we were really good at this before.
It's something that I felt on this team, even going back to last bit, is once we start winning, it just kind of feels like we don't really build up on our like success. It kind of feels like we win, and then we're like, okay, now we're good, and we kind of like take our foot off the gas. I don't know if that's how you guys feel, but it's definitely how it feels to me, which is like we went 3-0, and I mean, we all agree it wasn't like a good 3-0. Like, we didn't play that well, but going to practice, it just felt like there wasn't like a sense of urgency that like, okay, now we still have to really improve. It just kind of felt like it was the exact opposite, where we're not doing the things all we were doing before, and then it all just kind of disappeared. I mean, we know we're not that good of a team right now, right? And even last week we knew that we weren't that good of a team. I think it's really important that we understand that and try to come into every weekend, really make sure that win or lose, that we really keep doing the things we're doing well, improving well. Because I think it just falls off too quickly, and then we just feel lost. I honestly felt pretty confused this week too. It felt like we weren't that good at it.
I mean, I don't think that we're doomed in any way, but I think it's good that we talk.
Yeah, I think just to add on that, I think if people feel like, oh, like some things are like a big problem or like our problem, you know, like what Ming said, you know, then I think it's fine for whoever feels that way just to, you know, come up to the person and just say that, right? Like, if you guys feel like, yeah, I don't play like a certain champion, or if you guys feel like, oh, I don't know, like, oh, I should call certain stuff more, you know, feel free to tell me that. The only thing I ask is that you guys say it like, you know, like in normal,
like in a
tone,
constructive,
in like
productive
and constructive way. Like, just, you know, if you guys feel like something's a problem, come up to me, feel free, tell me, I'm gonna try to fix it.
We can cover for each other in the game. That's the only way to play like a team. We can't just expect everyone to communicate perfectly every single game. It doesn't work. Sometimes you have to do TP checks because maybe Huni's not timing the TP in chat or communicating perfectly, and then sometimes Botland will have to say, hey, our TP's up? Like, that's just covering for your teammates. Like, we'll still talk about what this person should be saying, but it's not 110% their fault. We can cover for each other in the game, and we're not doing that at all right now.
I just feel like with more people chiming in on one plan, right, or two separate plans. Actually, today I felt like a lot of our comms were super cluttered. And I feel like if everyone, like me, Huni, and Sodar, were also calming as much as you and me, honestly, I would probably hear nothing.
Today was out of the ordinary.
Yeah,
though,
and I think
today was really
maybe
fun.
a better fix would just be
2 or 3 people just talking more to each other and having way more back and forth.
Yeah.
Instead
I mean, I don't
of,
think we need
having-
to have like a democratic vote.
Well, I'm not saying, I'm not saying like, I go
Are we
top, I
voting?
go mid.
Please.
What do
like,
you,
I
what do you
vote for
say?
Tristan's plan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
What's your vote?
Well, FF
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
What do you think, guys?
Tristan, press yes. Tristan for president. Tristan for president.
We can still win, guys.
What I meant is like, the more we talk about it, we realize this is actually like a really big problem for us, and it's not going to be an easy solve. So we should really just like work really hard on it. Think about it. Listen to the comms. Think about how you could also more contribute to the team as well. Everyone has to think about how they can contribute more, and also if you know there are areas that you're struggling in, what your teammates can say to help you. You can ask for help for your teammates too. That's what we're here for, right? To cover each other. So let's just think a lot more about how we talk to each other and how we communicate.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. We huddle up. Huddle up before we go. Be happy. That's it. That's what I don't want to pick anyone. Be happy. Be happy on 3. 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 1, 2, 3. Be happy!
That's good,
The pressure rate drops to 0.
Depression's at 0, guys.
Depression has been solved by TSM FTX. No one can stop my happiness even though I'm all 7.
Who's blue is no?
It's your blue ball. Who dear, Who dear?
Better take all 3, bro.
Why is it just cages